にゃ、123にゃ、ありがとう。いや、
Are you ready to rage quit society and become a hermit in the woods? Well, TRUCK-KUN, you are not alone, and this first anime of summer 2023 is here to prove it. In a world where escaping ridiculous demands, exploitation, and soul-sucking bosses is about as likely as drinking a grimace shake and make it out in one piece, our boy Akira still yearns for a life free from cubicle captivity. It will be a real shame if fate decided to just, give him exactly that. Well, kind of. One fine morning, our MC opens his eyes to a world that's engulfed in the flames of chaos. Society has gone down the drain. The people are screaming and the streets are painted in blood. Now, I'm not sure if this is what the 24-year-old had in mind when he pictured a brighter future, but our boy is clearly not mad about the situation. Quite the opposite, in fact. Bro's really like, yo, the apocalypse? Still better than underpayment. And can you blame him? So what if there's hordes and hordes of zombies everywhere? That's just, that's just a small price to pay in exchange for your dreams. Now, I know what you're thinking. Zombies? Really? I thought we were way past that. And I get it. But Psalm 100 bucket list of the dead is different, unlike that one ex who keeps sliding in your DMs. Instead of wallowing in despairs, Akira takes the opportunity to write a list of 100 things he wants to do before becoming a zombie. And man, some of the items on that list are just like, we're talking everything from humble dreams like the literal pursuit of happiness to bolder aspirations like making sure that dad gets that hemorrhoid operation he's been putting off. You heard that right. This list has it all, including the wildest and most relatable item of all time, getting a good night of sleep. Like seriously, this guy gets it. Determined to take on the dangers of this post-traumatic world and make the absolute most of whatever time he's got left, you gonna join Akira or not? I'm warning you though, this dude's optimistic mindset is gonna infect you faster than any zombie ever could. Right, so I wish I could show you more footage of this next beauty, but alas, it is playing hard to get, coming out much later than the other seasonal anime. But bear with me here, cause I got a feeling that this might be one of the most interesting ones out of the lot. So, we got a town that's being completely sealed off from the rest of the world because the local steel mill decided to pull a glass bottle rolling down the stairs on everyone and just blow up. Not the best scenario ever, especially not if you're a bored kid with a lot of free time on your hands, like our buddy Sagami. Forget Elden Rings or vapes, the real adrenaline rush hides in rusty, crusty, decrepit death traps, which is exactly where a girl is heading. I mean, if that's not peak decision making, then I really don't know what is. Don't worry though, she's not going alone. She's decided to drag her poor classmate Kikuiri along, because can you even call it friendship without the life-threatening experiences? Didn't think so. So off they go to the abandoned factory, and what do they find? Tetanus-ridden nails and electrical cables, obviously, but because common sense must be like optional around here, guess what else is there? That's right, there's another young girl who had the same genius idea as them apparently, or at least that's what our protagonists think, but they can't be too sure because this new character happens to be mute. Now, this encounter is so intense that it apparently slowly leads to chaos being unleashed upon the world. I don't know, I don't get it either, but I am extremely intrigued. Okay, since the last anime isn't coming out for another couple of weeks, let's move on to something that has fully finished airing instead. Well, sort of. In reality, this is like a 60-ish minutes prologue for the upcoming Fate Strange Fate Whispers of Dawn series. And no, don't tell me you aren't watching this because it's confusing, because you know what? I'm gonna just drop the correct order on you right now, so you literally have no excuses. Okay, get your notes app out, because here is the best watch order for the main Fate series. Ready? Fate Stay Night 2006, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works 2014, Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. This is a movie trilogy and the order is Presage Flower, Lost Butterfly, Spring Song. Last is Fate Zero. Done. What's this actually about though? Why should you watch it? Well, to keep it really brief, basically there is this recurring war where a bunch of mages go all out to chase a legendary wish-granting holy grail. Each mage is assigned a mythical figure straight out of history that will, or rather should, help them crush their opponents. It's basically like a fantasy Hunger Game type of death battle for glory, although all of this is just a fraction of what actually goes on in the series. If you're into action, obscure mysteries, and greatly executed twists and turns, then this is it. This is exactly what you're looking for. Forget about all of those other spin-offs and side stories for now. Just start with this first and leave the rest for later. And listen, I get it, okay? I was once caught up in that same whirlpool of endless options too, not knowing which route to take and whose advice to actually trust. But I've done the research and sifted through the chaos, so you don't even have to lift a finger, TRUCK-KUN. Just give my order a shot and I guarantee you won't regret it. Back to Fate Strange Fake. The deadly chase goes down on American soil this time, in the city of Snowfield to be precise. We'll be seeing some familiar faces but also a couple of new ones, each in company of their own heroic companion. Sure, these odd couples may not exactly share the same values or ideals, but there is one undeniable thing that will always unite them: a burning desire to get their hands on the infamous goblet, no matter the cost. Knowing this, only one question remains. Who's gonna come out on top and who will instead get crushed by the unforgiving nature of these ritualistic wars? Expect the unexpected, lots of adrenalinic scenes, and that typical over-the-top insanity that only the Fate series can deliver. And the visuals, they be slapping harder than berserkers on a rampage. Now technically, you could jump into Fate Strange Fake without prior knowledge of the rest of the Fate series, but that would be like licking the frosting off a cake and tossing the rest away. That's not the best way to experience cakes, nor this gem of a franchise. Alright, do high fives ever make you question the fabric of reality? Never? Well, that's probably because you haven't watched this yet. Meet Chang and Lu, the power duo behind Time Photo Studio. No, this is not the type of studio where you walk in, plaster on a really awkward smile, and then cringe. Cringe so hard every time you open your wallet. These guys actually offer life-changing experiences. All it really takes is just one picture and they can do crazy things like fix all of your past regrets and mistakes. It might sound a little complicated, but just follow me, okay? Chang can dive into any photo and jump back into the past, taking full control of the person who snapped it for a maximum of 12 hours. The only downside for him is that he must experience that person's emotions at that moment in time as if they were his own. Lu instead can foresee the photographer's future within that time frame, meaning everything that has happened or is about to happen in that person's past during those 12 hours, including any changes that Chang's actions may bring about. While one travels through time, the other guides him telepathically from the present, giving him precise instructions based on the client's demands. So what do high fives have to do with any of this? Well, that's how the duo's powers are activated, although that's pretty much the only simple thing about this whole process, because of course messing up the past will also inevitably mess up the present. The two in fact have a strict set of rules to stick to, although prevention isn't always enough. The thing about this series is that it is criminally underwatched. I think a lot of people are sleeping on it, mainly because they aren't patient enough to get through the first few episodes. Big mistake, TRUCK-KUN, those episodes are there for a reason. And I say this now, but I was so close to dropping this, thinking that it was just another sort of episodic type of series, when really it is nothing of the sort. Link Click is a watch full of mystery, plot twist, and a bunch of light-hearted fun moments. With a super interesting plot, butter smooth animation and an art style that is simple but on point. Back in 2021, Season 1's finale shook viewers to their core, taking the concept of cliffhanger to a whole new level. But now that Season 2 is out, I mean, what better time to start watching? Okay, this next anime is here to make you wonder why you haven't caught up with it yet. Don't listen to those who are like, oh man, this series got problems. Because these are the same people who unironically rated Mars of Destruction a 10 on Mal. And I'm gonna double down on this. Some of the major complaints I've heard, they're what make this anime slap so hard. Really inappropriate shenanigans during the most tense scene you've ever seen.
I love that. Sign me up.
That smooth melange of light-hearted banter and heavy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flashback arcs.
Who needs that?
I do. I need that.
A little bit of fan service? I don't know, man. I'd be just as invested if it wasn't there. Not enough character development? Like, bro, are we even watching the same anime at this point? Like, seriously, come on. This series, like any other series, does have its flaws, but these are not it. Enter the world of bungo stray dogs, where for some, the laws of physics are mere suggestions, gravity is as pliable as Play-Doh, and reality can be altered with a snap of the fingers. Here, all of the unique abilities, names, and traits given to the characters are directly tied to some of the greatest authors in history. From the MCs to the sidekicks to the villains, every last cast member is dripping with symbolism. And that's magical AF, even if you're not into that kind of thing. BST will lure you in with the sketchy criminal organizations, twisted conspiracies, and intense fight scenes. But it's the hefty doses of Oz, crazy moments, and good laughs that will ultimately get you to stay. Let these questionable fellas challenge your moral compass as lifelong friendships crumble to pieces and new, unexpected alliances are formed. Oh, and if you're a glutton for emotional punishment, then I've got really exciting news for you. Make sure you grab those napkins and also a couple of garlic breadsticks while you're at it, because season 5, which is airing right now, go watch it, is about to tear hearts into pieces. This season goes over the Kamui Revelation and Vampire Infection Outbreak arcs, but because these are spoiler-free recommendations, I'm just gonna stop here. So start this anime, catch up with it, and get ready, because the hunting dogs and the decay of the angel are both ready and determined to destroy our favorite agency. Will they make it out this time? Okay, so the selection of seasonal anime is as wide as always, but in this bundle of exciting new releases, there is one in particular that clearly stands out from the rest. Hotter than the sizzling sun of July, here comes Rent a Girlfriend. You know, it's really no wonder that this title is like a rite of passage for a lot of people. With its charming characters and eye-popping visuals, you will be hooked in no time. But that's just a start, because beyond the fascinating exterior lies a much deeper tale of courage and selflessness that will make you ponder the depths of human emotions. I mean, think about it. We have this dude, you know, just doing his thing, going about life, and then suddenly destiny comes along and goes like, hey yo, hold up, let me introduce you to a friend of mine. And so now, thanks to this one fleeting encounter, our boy's entire existence is basically one huge mess, and an entangled one at that. But our MC knows that there is a way out of this situation. He just needs to find it. That's when he decides to fight back and really show us what he's made of. So no, Rent a Girlfriend isn't just a great dark fantasy anime. Rent a Girlfriend is a story of resilience. The story of Yuji Itadori, a young man who eats adversity for breakfast and isn't what? What do you mean is the wrong anime? Okay guys, little slip of the tongue there. What I meant to say was Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. Minor blunders aside, no shade. I, like pretty much everyone else, have a very healthy obsession with this series. So believe me when I say that these next 2 arcs will have a lasting effect on you for days and days to come.
But wait, season 1 was 3 years ago. I forgot stuff.
No biggie, suspend your disbelief and let's recap. Okay, so Modern Day Japan is cursed AF. Like, literally, the whole place is overflowing with curses, which are beings made out of cursed energy, which is an energy that comes from people's bad vibes. No one is aware of any of this cursed stuff except for people with high levels of cursed energy themselves, like the jujutsu sorcerers, who can manipulate their own negative emotions and turn them into a power source, mainly to exorcise spirits and things of the sort. Objects can be cursed as well, and this, kids, is how Yuji met Ryomen Sukuna, king of curses, and unintentionally became his host after eating one of his dusty, rotten fingers. I know, ew. But he did it to save his friends, so we can forgive him. Anyway, Sukuna is evil, like pure evil, like evil incarnated, so sorcerers have to step in. They put Yuji on death row, but because our boy is tough enough to keep the beast contained, he ends up striking a deal with Gojo. It's not the best deal ever, but Yuji just wants what's best for everyone, all the more so when he thinks back to his grandpa's dying words. Don't be like me and go help dudes, my dude. Now, Yuji is training at Tokyo Jujutsu High with a mission to collect and eat all of Sukuna's fingers, after which sorcerers will then step in once again and put both host and curse to sleep forever, and that's that. This new season, like the previous, is split into 2 courts, but there is a new director, Shota Goshonzano. You might know him already from Ranking of the Kings and Chainsaw Man. Part 1, the Hidden Inventory arc, will air from July 6th to August 3rd for a total of 5 episodes. I know, big sad. This arc takes us back 11 years in time and delves into Gojo's mysterious past. Expect plenty of details and insight about our lethal sorcerer, including some major revelation about his relationship with Geto, the former bestie who betrayed him and has been trying to kill him since. Then, on August 31st, after a 3-week breather, part 2 will come in and hit us even harder with the Shibuya Incident arc, which covers one of the most exciting fights to date. Don't even bother trying to mentally prepare yourself, because there's just no way to handle the sheer intensity that's coming our way. Season 2 should end around late December and run for a total of 24 episodes. I'm not telling you that you should watch this, but I am telling you that if you don't, you're missing out. Thank you so much for watching TRUCK-KUN. Bye!